I mean, I know that even Popeye would balk at 43 vegetables. So this beautiful cornucopia of food, even though it is fresh, whole, organic, it's missing the minerals. That's the bummer. So now, if our bodies require nutrition and food's losing its values, what are we supposed to do? That's why I gave you that imaginary sample just a few minutes ago. I know, I'm so pissed, because I really did play it. Did I order it? Yes, okay, I did. I really did. It just didn't get here. Yeah, this is why I like this one. But don't just look at body balance. Okay, this is all mineral supplements. They have to be this. They have to be organic. Okay, they can't have pesticides in it. They have to be liquid form, because this means it absorbs. Because remember, as soon as nutrients get in your stomach, the calcium and iron has to be absorbed. So it has to be in a liquid state, whole food state, and it has to be organic. And the reason you don't need to take it in whole food or with food is because it is food. It's whole food. Now, the ways to take minerals. The worst mineral on the planet is synthetic. This is why most supplement bars, like if you see those cheap health food bars, they have synthetic vitamin E in it, or they have some synthetic vitamins. That's the worst one, because if you take the way all minerals or vitamins are made, they're bound in certain things. Like you don't go up to an orange that has just vitamin C in it. It's bound up with bioflavonoids, phytonutrients, antioxidants, and it's folic acid, all in this little package called an orange. This is how nature is. This is how all food is. There's no B12 plant. There's no B6 plant. Okay, so in nature, all of these vitamins over eons have evolved to be bound with certain bioflavonoids, phytonutrients, antioxidants in order to soup up their effectiveness. In a tomato, there's over 10,000 enzymes. So we can't separate it. So this way, all supplements, particularly minerals, need to be in a whole food product. Does that make sense? Okay, so now what this is, it's made from sea vegetables. So now remember, the only way to get an ionic a mineral in an ionic form, it has to be drawn from mineral-rich soil, converted in a plant. The only mineral-rich soil on the planet is from glacier waters. It's underneath the water. It's called living zone in Alaska. This is what Body Balance actually has in it. 121 total nutrients, 74 minerals, 23 vitamins, 21 amino acids, 11 enzymes, 3 essential fatty acids, a partridge in the pear tree. No, wait. 8 glyconutrients. Okay. And so now, anyone ever remember Monoviv?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you look at it, the acai berry that's in there it's in a class by its own. It's phenomenal. It's a great product. The problem is Monoviv itself is pasteurized. Okay, if you look at some of these things, they're pasteurized, which I understand you got to pasteurize stuff. You got to heat it up, destroy some of the enzymes. So bacteria don't like it as much, so it adds a longer shelf life. So I go down to Wayne, and here's this little 83-year-old guy when I met him. And I said, well, Wayne, this product isn't pasteurized. How do you preserve it? How do you get it to have some kind of shelf life? He says, well, we add nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen in it. Wait a second, you just infuse it with that and bacteria? He says, yeah, it has a long shelf life. You got to refrigerate it, but once it's open, it lasts around 30 days. Wait a second, these are all natural. He says, yeah, I know, it works this way. Really? Cool. Okay, so it's got everything in it. So it's not just Body Balance. I mean, Robin may end up keeping it here, but it's a whole food product with all these minerals. Now, why does it come from the ocean? It's called the regeneration zone. This means that the minerals that are down there are continually being washed down into the soil, so it's always being replenished from the glaciers. So we're talking 100,000 years worth of minerals in this. It's interesting because the Japanese diet contains 35% of their diet is sea vegetables. This may be one of the reasons they have low heart disease rates. What do sea vegetables have? What? Mineral rich, super mineral rich. I mean, the only type of sea vegetable that Americans are going to be exposed to is the California roll, that green stuff on the outside. Yeah, honest to God, that's it. That's the nori is about as much sea vegetables as we're going to get. Okay, and by the way, if you have teenagers and you want them to perform good at paintball, you take an avocado, you wrap it in nori, and you give it to them. Okay? It stimulates their thyroid and they perform better. I mean, if you had teenagers that you wanted to teach them to paintball. But you got to figure, the thyroid burns iodine like a car burns gas. And the sea vegetables are super rich in iodine, so it's a great way to get increased energy. Now, sea vegetables, ounce for ounce, they're higher in vitamins and minerals than any other food on the planet. And the reason is because the soil that they're growing in is mineral rich. It's interesting. Sea vegetables, they act as the ocean's purifier, same way. Because if you've ever heard that ocean water has a very similar mineral consistency as the blood, it's true also with the vegetables. So the more sea nutrients that we can get in there, and I'm not talking the fish are not safe to eat anymore, okay, but the sea vegetables are. They're phenomenal. And so when you start seeing it, you're going to see more and more and more products from sea vegetables. I really recommend looking at more of the sea vegetables for their nutrients. Now, Body Balance also contains glyconutrients. Now these are essential for health, particularly these. Glyconutrients, they're essential sugars that allow cells to communicate. The reason, remember that picture of the cell? It has to take in nutrients, produce proteins, and eliminate waste products. I mean, if you're familiar with some of these, mannose, D-mannose, one of the greatest antimicrobials around. If you have a bladder infection, D-mannose is one of the best things for it. But each one of these sugars, these essential sugars, are vital for cell-to-cell communication. This means that you can recognize and stop diseases faster. Out of these 8 sugars, American diet typically only has 2. That's why it's called the standard American diet. I'm sorry, what does that stand for? I know. I love those mnemonics. Sickness, disease, and yeah, without the all 8 glyconutrients, you're going to develop sickness. So you can take all the vitamins in the world, all the minerals in the world, but if the cells can't communicate, they don't know what to utilize. And this, Fucoidan, this is something that he's also added into the whole food. Now this is a phytonutrient, and phytonutrients, it's do you know what phytonutrients are? If you look at different plants, they're different colors. Okay? Now, a blueberry, just like your body, in order for a blueberry to survive this long, it's been exposed to viruses, funguses, bacteria, and certain cancers. So it's developed its own immune system. And the way we describe the immune system of a blueberry, or the immune system of a tomato, or the immune system of broccoli, is that they've developed their own phytonutrients. So when you see phytonutrients, understand this is how the plant has resisted viruses, funguses, and bacteria. So by taking in those plants into our system, we also develop some of those resistant properties. This is why people who have diets high in cooked tomatoes have less prostate cancer. This is why people who have diets high in broccoli have less breast cancer. You know, it's because of the phytonutrients that you're actually taking some of that that antibiotic, anti-resistant immune system stimulating properties. What this does, inhibits blood clotting. Okay, blood doesn't actually clot inside of the arteries, but it clumps together. This is why if you have any type of diet high in grains, you're going to have a lot of clotting. Decreased levels of unhealthy cholesterol. When we talk about this, we know there is no such thing as unhealthy cholesterol, but we know that LDL, low-density lipoprotein, is produced if there's tissue damage. So what that means is Body Balance actually repairs the tissue damage. Decreases high blood pressure. We know that high blood pressure isn't a problem, but it allows it to function correctly. Does that make sense? So all of this means that this actually just gives your body the materials to function correctly. Now, it works so well in the body because it's a whole food. It's a whole food supplement. Unlike ionic minerals, they're all ionized. So it's just a healthy product. Now here, the minerals, and this is whole food minerals. I mean, I like Body Balance just because it's easy, and if you had the flavor, you would like it too. But it helps you to increase energy, improve sleep, feeling healthy, weight loss, reduce cravings for carbohydrates. All of this stuff here, you could boil it down into it just makes your body function correctly. It balances your metabolism because how many people are mineral deficient? 99%, you know? Our food, does it have mineral rich or is it mineral